Welcome to the second Big Data Think Tank event hosted by EMC Square Corporation and Hive India Private Limited. This event is dedicated to redefining healthcare. Big data is a reality in the healthcare sector and can substantially influence the delivery of better, affordable healthcare at reduced costs around the world. Healthcare organizations globally and in all subsectors, from providers and payers to medical device and pharmaceutical companies to research institutions, are facing a flood of electronic data as never experienced before. And the data will continue to flow at an ever-increasing pace. While this data is being hailed as the key to improving health outcomes and reducing healthcare costs, the sheer volume of data is so overwhelming that most organizations are unable to take full advantage of it in their current resources. Managing and harnessing the analytical power of these large data sets, however, is vital to the success of all healthcare organizations. The healthcare industry is at a point where it can take advantage of the mass amounts of data collected from medical wearable devices, medical records, research and development. With the opportunity, risk, and challenges being large, EMC and Hive are jointly hosting the first in a series of events that will start the conversation on big data, Healthcare 2.0, innovation, entrepreneurship, and change. The agenda consists of 6 exceptional speakers. Some are the best in the world of big data and life sciences. Each speaker, please note there's a change in the program. You may have initially gotten a notification from the meetup site that we had 5 speakers, now we have 6. We will not be holding a panel discussion towards the end, but here's the program for today. We'll have a welcome address by Niranjan Tirumala, who's the CTO of EMC Center of Excellence India. At 5:55, in about 10 minutes or so. Arihant Patni will be talking about disrupting the global markets with data, co-creating with companies that use data to innovate products and gain huge advantage in the highly competitive world. After Arihant, we will have James Matthews, who's the chairman of Health 2.0. He will talk and give an overview of the key trends and how data is powering an entrepreneurial-driven transformation in healthcare in India and around the world. We'll have Punacha going next. Punacha will talk about big data, data science, and the creative disruption of holistic well-being, an examination of trends in the field of health and wellness. And after Punacha, I will request Seshadri Srinivasan, who is the CEO of Zitata, to give his perspective on being a serial entrepreneur. He'll give us some data axioms and wisdom from being a tech founder gathered from the experiences that span various industries, from retail to travel to healthcare. And finally, and certainly not the least, we'll have Madhav Sitaraman, co-founder of Enlytics, it's a US healthcare reforms. He's going to talk about US healthcare reforms and the opportunities that exist in that market. The Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act is a landmark reform in the US history of healthcare. You'll learn about the benchmarks and analytics that will offer us guidance for compliance mandates and will provide the healthcare providers a way to improve the quality of care for patients. I now call upon Niranjan Tirumala to address us with a welcome note. Niranjan leads growth and innovation at EMC India COE. He incubates advanced research and technology development projects and offers technology leadership to emerging market initiatives. Under his leadership, the Center of Transformational Innovation, CETI, aims to transform nation-scale issues like healthcare by bringing the ecosystem together to build innovative end-to-end solutions. Niranjan, an engineer in computer science from IIT Madras, holds an MS and PhD from the State University of New York at Stony Brook. Niranjan will give us a welcome address, and in addition, will talk about the emerging will talk about the emerging markets. He will speak about patient-centric healthcare and the trends that are enabling it. He will briefly outline what EMC has embarked on, a connected care platform, and close with some crystal ball predictions. We'll bring up the future of healthcare once IT permeates in the space. Over to you, Niranjan.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Vinita. Thanks for the welcome and the introduction. So first of all, welcome to all of you on behalf of EMC. It's great to see a full house. Great to see so many people coming from outside, as well as people, our own beautiful EMC employees in the audience. Thank you. So I think this event, when we advertised, was so heavily oversubscribed because people resonated with the idea of healthcare and big data analytics. Because in some way, you all know that of all the industries that will get disrupted with information technology, that are ripe for transformation with IT and big data analytics, it is healthcare, of all industries. And this is also the industry that is least penetrated by the kind of technologies, by information technology, by data-driven science, and so on today. But the conversations in this industry on how these technologies can transform it are extremely active. So when I talk to hospital CEOs, when I talk to prominent physicians and surgeons, they're all unanimous in saying that the next revolution in healthcare is going to come from software, not from within the industry. So at EMC, right, we are very large. For those who are not EMC employees, we are a dominant player in cloud computing and big data analytics infrastructure. And we believe that we have a big part to play in the ongoing revolution in healthcare and IT. So why is healthcare ready for this kind of thing? Why do we feel that healthcare is going to get disrupted by big data analytics and IT? It's because if you look at your own experiences with the system, right, it's episodic. It's really sick. You're sick, you go, you get treated, the doctor gives you some medicines, you come back, and you go back when you're sicker, if you're sicker, right? It doesn't tackle an extremely large part of what's going on today, which is chronic diseases, which are on the rise, and it's very ineffective in dealing with that. Secondly, the statistics show that thousands of deaths are due to errors, are due to medical errors, could be diagnosis errors, treatment errors, very preventable errors that if we used data sciences properly could be avoided. And it's an extremely inefficient industry. And all this happens because this is a picture of healthcare today. It's very doctor-centric, very healthcare system-centric. As patients, as consumers, or customers of healthcare, we are all in the periphery, looking in. Right? So we should change this. We should change this to a very patient-centric form of healthcare, where everything is about the patient, and the entire system, from labs to pharma companies to physicians and surgeons, revolve around the patient. And why do we believe that the time is right? So today, we see a confluence of the megatrends, right? The mobile, big data, cloud, and social, built on a pillar of trust and security and privacy, that are now mature, right? And this confluence will enable the next generation of healthcare, or healthcare 2.0, if you will, to go forward. A few years ago, these kind of things would have been very difficult. So a few years back, got an example how social might change things. Right? A few social platforms connecting people will change things. A few years ago, as soon as I came back from the US to live permanently in India, My father got diagnosed with an extremely rare and difficult to treat version of cancer, right? And at that time, all the specialists in India did not quite know what to do, right? They pretty much threw their hands in the air anyways. He was 80 at the time, and they did not take it seriously. They were like, this is not going to get cured. There is no cure for this, and so on and so forth. So at that time, this was many years ago, right? Before all these platforms evolved, the social platforms were there. So I did a lot of social networks, right? I called up an enormous number of people, reached out to a lot of specialists in the US, and found out, and did actual reading medical research, right? And found out some lines of treatment that were actually shown to be promising that none of the doctors here knew about. And then I printed the papers, I brought them to the doctors, showed them. In fact, I drew out the course of treatment for my dad, having known nothing about medicine before that. And today, these things are a lot easier. If I was faced the same problem today, I think I would have happened upon this course of action very quickly, and I could have gotten the doctors involved quicker as well. Anyway, the story didn't end well, but that's beside the point, right? So in EMC, what we're doing, and Sunita and Vinita alluded to this, is that we've started this new center called Center for Transformational Innovations, focused on big problems that face the country, right? And these are not just what you would call industry problems that you solve on a point basis, right? Because if you look at India, right, one of the things that we say is India's value is the demographic dividend. A lot of young people, in 20 years, they'll all be very productive, right? And because of that, our economy is going to grow. But not if they're sick, right? Not if they're not healthy, right? So these are problems I think we need to solve at a very large scale. So towards that, we're doing a couple of initiatives. I'll just take a minute to talk about them. One thing that we are building is on the platform that we have, we are building out what we're calling as a connected care platform. We'll come up with a very cool name for it soon. But the connected care platform stitches together with a patient at the center, everybody in the ecosystem, right? And builds it in a modern way, tying sensors, internet-enabled sensors, aggregation platforms, the provider network, and so on, so that real-time intelligence of what is happening with the patient is constantly available to the doctor, and the right decision support systems, the right machine learning algorithms can play a part on real-time data to enable better outcomes, better diagnosis, quicker, proactive, preventive treatment. And so this is one angle. And we're using somewhat of a similar structure to attack the public healthcare system in India as well. I mean, as you know, the public healthcare system that you might be familiar with the primary healthcare centers in villages, the secondary healthcare centers, and so on, that system is fundamentally broken, right? And we are building things. We are running pilots in Karnataka this year, later on this year, which enable data collection at the source, which enable complete digitization of the whole flow of what happens with each patient, be it a patient who is sick or a patient who is healthy who may eventually get sick, so that end-to-end, from the beginning, soup to nuts, it's digital data, and the platform will enable new applications, will enable the ecosystem to come around and write interesting third-party services on top that would help better healthcare outcomes. So I'll leave you with a few things on what are the interesting things, some of the things that are happening, which I'm calling the day after, right? So the stuff that I talked about are very clearly doable, and you'll see impact of it very soon. But there are a lot of interesting, very forward-looking advances in research that is happening. For instance, can you diagnose a potential illness that you may get well before you're sick, right? Alzheimer's is one thing. There are tests now that can predict to a reasonable amount of confidence years in advance. There are other things as well. Second, augmented environments, right? So, this was an example where this is a mirror, right? You wake up in the morning, you go to the bathroom, and the mirror, by looking at your skin and the blood flow below the skin, can kind of diagnose a lot of things that is going on with you. And this is happening in academic research. This is happening with Xerox. There's a lot of interesting research about how the skin tells a story that is very interesting. Clearly, there are genomic angle, right? We will all have, I think, in a few years, our personal genomes that are mapped out for us, and that can be used for personalized medicine. We can, so anticipatory quarantines, right? When diseases are spreading, can you figure out based on your patterns of travel from your social networks, from your calendars, if you will, from your email, what you've done before, what you're going to do, and based on that, draw a quarantine boundary that is very virtual, that is very tied to actions and your social behavior, right? Finally, there is interesting things going on about how to make health contagious, right? Illness is contagious. How do you make health contagious? There's a group, there's a nonprofit called LIBA, actively building a network that's, it's a social network where there are all kinds of social pressures to make sure that you are healthy, you stay healthy, right? Something that you want to check out, right? So it's important because it's a matter of life and death, guys. So let's use data science. Let's take healthcare 2.0 forward. Thank you for coming. And over. Back to you, Nikhil.
Thank you, Niranjan. You want to stay on stage? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Would you like to ask questions to Niranjan? How many of you want the mirror that Niranjan talked about? How many of you want a device that checks what your posture is like? I was reading about that yesterday. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants the mirror. Women?
It's an MIT, yeah.
Yeah, how many of you want to know what your blood pressure is when you're standing in front of your mother-in-law or father-in-law? Questions for Niranjan? Can we have a mic?
To me, but probably not to the others.
Looks like my watch is not cutting. Okay,
Yeah, go
here
ahead.
it is. I'm Sujata, entrepreneur in healthcare, just budding. I'm very interested about your initiative about this primary data center. What I'm seeing lagging very much in India is the data itself. Right. Forget about the data analysis. First, you have to have the data to start from.
Right.
So that is very challenging. How we are really dealing with that initiative, how the healthcare, public healthcare is opening up to it.
Okay.
Would you like to share some challenges on this?
Absolutely, right? So this is an effort that we are just starting out, right? And you're absolutely right. The data that is there today in the public system is mostly noise, right? It is incorrect. It is very partial, and it's very hard to get meaningful insights out of what the government has in terms of data in the public healthcare system. So that is why what we are doing is that we are actually instrumenting so that we collect data from the ground up. We are equipping the health workers, ASHA workers, the ANMs with mobile devices and the right kind of applications to collect data both actively via interviews as they talk to every single villagers. We will be building personal health record system that they can portably carry all along. We will also do a lot of passive data collection going forward so that, much of the insights we can get from correlating what they say and what they have with the other systems in place, with the water system, with the nutrition, with the whole raft of things. things are barely underway, and I think we should talk more, after the talk, but almost certainly going forward, if you're interested. All right.
Other questions? Thank you, Niranjan.
All right. Thank you. Well, we can connect up later.